Hey guys, what's up? My name is Rachel Metz, if you do not know who I am. I'm jumping in front of the camera today again because I partnered up with my family over at Squarespace, and I wanted to bring you behind the scenes, not only in things you don't see that I have not finished in the house, but also to kind of dive into Babe Space a little bit more. And if you don't know what that is a website that I launched where you guys can just submit your DIYs, advice. So many submissions have come in. That's what inspired me to do this sit down video again, is to explain how I'm gonna kind of organize the content on there. And I obviously would love your feedback because this platform is for you guys and for you guys to get a little bit more acquainted with one another, because as much as I love you, I want you guys to really come together and share the things that maybe you just share with me in DMs and inspire other people to DIY as well. So in and out of this video, you're gonna be seeing Lindsay, my best friend, who actually Babe Space is really inspired by, call me out and kind of walk through the house and see what I haven't finished, or like paint that's missing, molding, whatever it is. She kind of is gonna come in and call your girl out, and then I'm gonna call myself out as well. Now, I might not be able to tackle everything that we're calling me out on, but I did want to share with you how, yes, everything looks great and done and cute on camera, but in fact, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that I don't necessarily know how to fix, or nor do I have the time. And I feel like it's very relatable, because as much as I used to give my dad grief how throughout the house that he was redoing for my mom, there was always one thing that just was not done, I am quickly becoming him and realizing that it kind of just works that way when you're moving at lightning speed going through your house. And when you have that day to come back and do the tedious task, don't beat yourself up about how many are in the house, because that's what I was gonna do, and just tackle them when you can.
Miss Callie, hi. Your girl has given me the task of going around and figuring out some of the stuff that needs to get fixed. Some of the stuff that her viewers just, they're not getting to see, right? So let's go around and use some tape to fix up some spots. What do you think? Yeah? Okay, let's do it. All right, my girl. Come on, let's go get that tape.
Calling me out on all my things.
Well, you know, we're gonna fix some things.
You pick your color, and then I'm interested to see what my color does.
All right, going with the good old trusty blue.
Oh God, I'm nervous.
Let's get to this. First thing I kind of noticed, I love this butcher block that she did for the counter, but you gotta finish it with mineral spirits. So let's put some tape on this bad boy. This is one of the first up. All right, here we go. This, I'm obsessed. It looks amazing. She did such an amazing job. But this right here, we gotta get some trim on here, girl. Let's trim it up. Trim this out and finish it up, right? Now, I know this is probably not part of a project she's actually done yet, but come on, who uses these outdated phone lines? We could take this out and use this space for something a lot better, right? And then also maybe a little touch-up paint there. This guy right here, let's see if we can hop up there. Yep, that definitely needs to get fixed. Should I put you in charge? What do you see that needs tape? Come on, what do you see? What else does she need? Oh, this right here, huh, miss? That's one of them. I know that's an ongoing project, but maybe something, a little like piece of wood in there, maybe? Ooh, loving on these shelves. Those are cool. This, another trim action here, huh? Oh gosh.
Oh no, I haven't figured out.
Stunning, looking amazing, looking great. Oh, wait, what happened to the ceiling? We didn't finish right there. Let's see if we can get this guy up there. Nope. Okay, well, you get the point. The ceiling needs to get finished painted. She's gonna fix it. She's gonna. Because we're going around, we're taping everything out to let her know. Let's go. Let's go find some more spots. Huh. So we're in the beautiful Metz bedroom. You know, I love all the decor, but yet again, I think she has something with trim. Let's just remind her that we can get some trim on this door, right? Right, miss? Oh wait, that's not yours! Well, would you look at that? We got trim on a door, but we got this part, the trim got taken off, that could use a little bit of a touch-up paint. Okay, now I just feel like I'm getting nitpicky, but you know, she did ask for me to go through. I could say that this could get a little bit more fill and a little bit more paint. Okay, this one's an easy fix. I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's not that time. So that indicates to me that that just needs a battery in it. let's get her a battery and get it set for the right time. Oh, this stunning fixture right here could just...
Oh no! Oh no! It's really funny seeing all the tape build up, but it's also kind of anxiety.
Let's just put it right here.
The floor.
Ooh. Well, we got this all cut in, looking good. So let's just maybe fill that in with some more paint. Am I right? This one she was sneaky about. I see this little spot back here she's trying to hide. Trying to hide from me. We'll be fixing that. This hallway closet situation, she's already got tape on it, I'm not sure, but let's just add some more blue tape to that to get fixed. I was kind of under the impression this is the way the light fixture works, but apparently it's missing the cover, and we actually need to get this to light up. So oh, let's give it some tape as a little reminder. I'm walking through, and I mean, there's not that many things that need to be fixed, but the ones that do, oh, all right, here's why. This door, it came out amazing, but this is a simple little fix. We need to have a little spacer right down here so that it keeps the door so that it can slide. Right, miss? Yep, we told her about it. She's gonna fix it.
Lindsay used blue, so I will use yellow so you can see what I know, and she does not. Here we go. Alright, you already called me out on this. You guys will see that there are a lot of small things left undone in each room, whether it be trim or patching some form of a wall, wood, nail hole, screw. There's just so many little things, and it's so funny because now looking back on this video and just seeing what I've left undone, I remember each time being like, oh, I'll just come back to that in a couple of hours, and it's accumulated to basically a couple of days of spread out tedious work. All right, she got most of them in here. Oh, sorry, Hal. Now, let's see what happens here. Off screen, I actually did have Lindsay and Eric come over to do the electrical. Eric is a master when it comes to electrical, and some things that happen in Holly's house are that out here in Southern California, it is very common for older homes, like older tract homes, to have fans in them. And now the fans are not controlled by the switch, they are controlled by remote control, which means that the black wire, which is the hot wire in the ceiling, is always hot. You cannot turn it off by the breaker, and it is the strangest thing. And that you can see in actually the master bedroom makeover that we do for Holly. I had to hire an electrician to come in and handle it because it shocked me, and I've kind of had PTSD since then when it came to the ceiling fixtures. So I had Eric come over and tackle the kitchen and the living room, because there was light at one point for Holly, and then there was not once I came in, since the electrical was a little bit different than what I'm used to. I think paint is the bane of my existence because that is something that is needed in each room, but it is the most tedious task to me, and I absolutely cannot stand it. So there's a lot of like little like doink marks that you saw tape all over, and it was just, I don't like painting at all. It is something that I always tell people though, if they are beginners, if they're getting their feet wet into redoing a room and they don't want to dive into power tools, honestly, painting an accent wall or just painting your room in general or painting the ceiling a fresh coat of white again can make all the difference. This is gonna be like the tally marks, so that one's done. Another tip for you when it comes to housework is to, like I always say, not really beat yourself up. There are so many things in this house that I still have yet to do before I move on to my next chapter. And although stepping back and it gets overwhelming, I actually have a few friends in my life that when they have stuff like that in their house, when there's like too many things to do or there's too many projects that they'd like to tackle, they just don't tackle them at all. And I don't believe that should be the case. I think you should dive in, you should tackle it phase by phase and not really think like you need to be this Instagram interior designer that is getting things done overnight. It's your house. You're not like having a news broadcast every single day of your space. So if you're nervous to jump into a project or for your room to look a little weird during a makeover, I truly like 310% believe that there's really no excuse, because like I said, you're not live streaming every day what you're doing, and you are your own main character to your life. Like, I know this sounds really weird to say, but I think people get held up on executing things or moving forward with things because they think a lot of other people are thinking of them. I have that issue, but you're your own main character, so just try to live the story that you want to live and create. And I also think that has to do with creating your own space as well. Like, don't create your space for other people, create it for you. This really tells you you're your own worst critic. Okay, what next? It's like a perfect rainy day activity. It's like so ugly out right now. Can we focus on what I want to focus on? Thank you. This isn't even attached to the wall. Fun. When it comes to patching up a wall, there are actual wall repair patches that I pick up from Home Depot. They come in different sizes. I'm using the 6x6 here and trimming it down to fit. You're literally just gonna peel it off of that metal backing, place it directly over the hole, and go in with some joint compound and a putty knife and layer it until you don't see that hole anymore. And sometimes it takes overnight to dry. You're gonna go back in, sand it down, use wall texture, and paint it, and you honestly can't even tell the difference. So many things. Yellow is me, so this just is proof of the pudding. You are your own worst critic. Okay, I'm gonna get ready, so I'm gonna look a little bit different, and then we're gonna continue. I belong to you. The cabinet latches that I tried to reuse from last time, I didn't line up properly, so they just didn't close, and they've just gotten warped. So I'm gonna be replacing it with a magnetic cabinet catch. That way it just makes everybody's life easier. Okay, take two. If you're alone, do this. Fun fact, you guys actually taught me how handy my clamps are as my assistant when I'm a one-woman show, so that's what you see me doing here. And I wanted to kind of make this video, truth be told, because I needed an excuse to actually tackle all these things in Holly's home, but I also wanted to show you how human we are over here with things not being finished left and right. Lindsay was right about calling me out about this butcher block. You do need to finish butcher block, but it needs to be food safe finish. So I ordered that oil, had it come in, and I even ordered mineral oil, a big thing of it, because that's how you clean butcher block apparently, or one of the ways that I've looked up, and that is what it told me. Originally, we were going to be demoing this wall, but after I did the fireplace in the living room, Holly really liked the separation in the house versus it being so open, so we decided to just paint over. I'm starting with a stain blocking primer. I did 2 coats of that since I wrote on this wall with Sharpie. I didn't want it to bleed through the white that I'll be doing, and then I just put that basic flat white that she's using throughout her house on top of that. Another way to update your space very easily is getting screwless plates versus the screw plates that you can see. It just shakes it up a little bit. I moved on with doing paint touch-ups around the house that I have been avoiding since I started working on our house 5 months ago. I feel like we all have that one room where we just need to change the light bulbs. That's what I'm doing here, and I'm making them a little bit brighter to make the space feel a little bit brighter. One thing that I need to be getting better at is not leaving my mess behind in all of my makeovers and waiting for one day to clean it, because it just becomes very overwhelming. I need to get back on that schedule of cleaning up my shop every single night. You know, organized shop, organized mind. Something that I've learned with caulking is the amount of tools that are available to make your life easier in that regard. So you can't see it, but I have this yellow caulk thing that is the smallest little tool that I've linked down below for you guys, but it just makes removing excess caulk or even removing the old caulk way easier. The reason that I caulk, and I think that anybody does, is to seal your seams and make it look seamless. So I didn't do that with the fireplace. I kind of left it, and you can tell the minute I go back over and touch it up with paint, it looks just nice, crispy, and clean. So don't be lazy like I am, but I kind of wanted to call myself out to showcase that. That ding right there, that chip, that is exactly why I got that discount that I love so much to be able to start Holly's front yard makeover. I'm just going in with wood filler, letting it dry in between layers and sanding it down completely smooth. So it's not dry yet, that's why it's flaking. I'm gonna chunk some more on, let it dry, come back and sand it in a bit. Go in that groove, because we can always chisel or sand it down, and then I'm actually gonna fold it over and let that dry like that. Before we jump into the Q&A, I did want to just thank today's sponsor and tell you a little bit more about my family over at Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is that all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business or your blog like your girl over here. Squarespace has powerful blogging tools to tell your story, share your updates, and post photos and videos. You can categorize, share, and schedule your posts to make your content work for you. With the workflow, you can set post entries and publish draft, scheduled, and needs review settings. Entry scheduling lets you schedule entries to be published in the future, which comes in handy, I believe, for anybody, because if you can get something done, schedule it out, and kind of get ahead of your own work and not have to worry about it, that's what comes in clutch for me and my business and my blog. You can easily sell subscriptions to products and services on a weekly or monthly basis to generate recurring revenue and build customer loyalty. And I love the subscription part because I can keep you guys up to date with the more personal side of my life that I don't necessarily like putting all the way out there on YouTube. I am very excited and inspired learning the tools of managing a website with Squarespace. It's just so easy, so it's not overwhelming or something that's gonna like halt me on this path of managing this website and expanding this blog with you guys. So if you guys are interested, you can actually go check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Metz, my last name, METZ, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Now let's dive into a little bit more about my best friend and I. Originally, I was going to be doing a Q&A with Lindsay and Joshua Tree. Well, we had a little bit too much fun and kind of just got sucked in a time warp black hole together like we typically do. And so she's not here today to do the best friend Q&A with me, but I'm still going to be answering all the questions that you guys submitted over on my Instagram. If you guys are not following me over there, I love talking to you. I probably talk to you more so over on Instagram than I do over on YouTube because there's just so many comments on YouTube. So if you want to get a little bit more intimate with your girl, slide into my DMs. Now, I want to update you on how I updated BabeSpace, and I kind of shifted it just a little bit because of the feedback that I'm getting and the submissions that you guys are sending in, and I have a couple on my phone. So I'm starting to kind of break things down because I'm realizing there are a lot of you guys that are reaching out to me and this website just to have somebody to talk to. And I reached out to all these ladies and told them that I wanted to do like a little bit of a pen pal section where if people just want to speak, if they just want to have an online buddy, they can go to that tab on BabeSpace and just have that sense of community right there. I'm trying to think of how to do like a live forum so you guys can always just be talking, but for now that page is gonna have to do. Another thing that I'm getting a lot of submissions for are small shops that just want to be shared. So now you'll see when you go to my page, there is, or not my page, when you go to BabeSpace, our page, you will see that there is this thing called Shop Small, and I've listed everybody that's submitting their shops. Now I don't want to like say I'm going to be posting everybody, because I am going to be doing my research and making sure they're established and they have things actually going for them with the shipping and the handling and all the things, because I don't want to promote a business that's not going to follow through on the other end for my community. So if you just want to submit your small shop, just make sure you're giving me all the information and a little bit of a background about yourself, because if it's shopping small, that means there's a great story behind it. And then overall, what is Babe Space? So if you head over there, there are actually a couple of blog posts live from me, and not only is it going to be acting kind of like my diary, because I'm going to be transitioning into such a new and really incredible chapter, hopefully fairly soon, but it also acts as my friend's creative outlet. So you'll see Alex over there with her coasters and her cocktail recipes and just overall being the best chef. And then you'll have Tanya coming in with her music and curation with poetry. You'll also see Lindsay popping in with different builds for herself and a couple other of my friends that I would love to have on there. But the majority, what the main point of the site is, Babe Space, is for you guys just to submit, whether it's a project you guys want to share and you're really proud of, or if you're getting into a business and you just want to inspire people with your story. It's kind of like the possibilities are endless, and that's why I'm organizing the site as I'm getting submissions, because I don't want to limit it to like a certain little bubble for the community. Now, obviously I love that it is women empowerment, but that doesn't mean that men cannot submit as well. But you know, your girl, I love supporting my broads. So I love that honestly every submission that I have got has been from all women. And I think it's really incredible that I'm reading all these submissions and I'm seeing you guys just like pour into the email, and I'm really, really proud. So I also have my first story live on someone that submitted their own story. And now when you see the story, how it is submitted, how it is laid out, that is exactly how they gave it to me, because I don't want to take over creative control of sharing someone else's story. So I tell them, send it to me, I'll plop it on the page exactly how you have it, because there should be no judgment. If someone's going to write a story and share it, I think it should be perceived exactly how they want to tell it. So you'll see that over there as well, which I'm very excited about. If you guys are interested in checking out Babe Space or being a part of it, I have linked it down below for you. It is popping up on the screen left and right all over for you. But most importantly, I do want to say that if you are nervous to submit, I am not sharing your stories with anybody else. I am reading them, and then I always write back and I ask you, hey, would you like to share? Is this okay if I share this with my community? So that's another thing. Don't think like when you submit it, you're like, oh my God, what did I just do? Because I will always write back and say, hey, is it cool to post? Anyways, now let's jump into the Q&A section that I wish Lindsay was here for, but the reason I wanted to do a best friend Q&A is because of Babe Space and the community aspect of it. So let's dive into that. You guys asked a lot of good questions. So first one is from designs.homebody, and it says, what was the hardest part about starting your channels? The hardest part for me starting my channel would be actually getting up the courage to do it, because I think when I originally went into it, you had to be like perfect, you had to know everything, and you needed to know how to edit, and you had to do it right from the get-go, and if you didn't have it good, you wouldn't have a good channel. But realistically, I think just posting a video and just trying to edit and shooting and seeing what works for you is a lot less scary than it actually ended up being, and I fell in love with it. So I think the hardest part about starting my channel was just getting past that fear ego. I used it as inspiration later. Someone said, Rachel, how are you so fit and how do you manage to do everything so perfectly all by yourself? Fun fact, I used to work out honestly 7 days a week. We had a gym at Paul's house that I DIY'd, and it is incredible. But ever since the breakup, I really haven't been working out, and I'm in the best shape of my life. So I don't really know what that means. I think it means if you get rid of the toxic will leave your body. But I did just order a home Legree machine. That is normally my main workout, is Legree, but with everything going on, I don't feel comfortable going into the studios, so they made like a micro jig for us, and I'm very pumped, and I will definitely share that journey with you once I get it in. But for the majority of the part, when I do work out, I just turn to my girl Chloe Ting, because she has so many good at-home workouts that you don't need to like stress and go to the gym over. And if you take your time and learn how to do the moves right, add a little bit more weight and some bands, it's a killer workout. any which way you do it, as long as you're doing it properly. Proper form is always important. Did you ever have a thing for the same person? If so, how'd it go? No, she's been married to her husband for over 13 years, and I've been with my guy for, I haven't been with my guy. That is private information. Have you ever fought or had disagreements, and if so, how did you make up? Lindsay and I have never had an argument. The one argument we had wasn't even an argument. It was, she was saying something that she didn't even realize she was saying, and I just didn't want her to talk negatively about herself. So I helped correct her, because she would do the same thing, but we have never fought, ever, not one. Who's the most lazy? Lazy is not in our vocabulary, so neither. How did you guys meet? Good old Instagram. I think we were just sliding into each other's DMs, and she even said over the weekend when we were in Joshua Tree that I invited her over to a sleepover and we never even met. And that definitely sounds like something I would do, but I'm glad I did, because now she's my partner in crime and DIY and everything. How soon did you start seeing results with Invisalign? Your smile looks amazing. Thank you. I think I started really seeing results probably about 2 months in, because you change your trays every week. And I'm really excited with the progress, because my dentist, Dr. Scrondy, shout out to you. I will link her Instagram. She is such a G. She just reconfigured my whole Invisalign, because my teeth were moving a little bit too wonky. So I'm starting a new set, and it's weird because I can already see such a big difference. Will you marry me, Chow? Always. How tall are y'all? Lindsay's shorter than me. I don't know her height. I am 5'9". How's the dog? She is doing incredibly. She's the happiest she's ever been. It's funny because I wanted her to be so cuddly when we lived at Paul's, and then the minute we moved out and moved into here with other dogs and Holly and just like this energy, she's all like mushy and cute. Oh, Tanya. Favorite memory together? Me and Lindsay, favorite memory together. I think my favorite memory with Lindsay would have to be my first Joshua Tree trip with her for my birthday. And we originally thought we were gonna have this big crew go out with us, and it ended up just being me and her, and she and I. And it was weird because like I didn't really process the breakup. I didn't really, there's just so much going on in the world right then that it was really cool to kind of get away with my best friend and for us to like sit and dissect it together. And also I remember just hysterically crying at one point and asking her to cuddle me, which I do not ever do. So it's just really, really rad to have Lindsay as my best friend, because she always shows up, and I didn't realize I needed someone like that during that time. And now Joshua Tree is like one of the most special places to us. We go there every single month. We're looking at doing an Airbnb out there. We're looking at buying property, and it's just it's all very exciting. I think that is why that is my favorite memory, because I would not be the woman I am right now if I didn't have Lindsay and Joshua Tree. Has one of you ever hated the other's boyfriend? Again, you cannot hate her husband. Eric is like the best person, hands down. And no, Lindsay never hates anybody, so I can answer that for her. She would never hate anybody, nor would I. Advice for keeping the friendship alive. This is interesting. Keeping the friendship alive to me just means like having fun and letting go. I have never had more fun with anybody else besides Lindsay, to be like quite frank, and it's because she is so secure with who she is, and she is so like, I create my own happiness, that it rubs off on me. And that carelessness, that like not caring how people are looking at you or what they're saying or like snickering about, because Lindsay and I are like the loudest in the room, and not only are we the loudest, but we move the most. We're a mess, but it's the best. And I think that's how you keep the friendship alive, is that you find somebody that also doesn't care what the world thinks of you, and you guys are like in your own happy bubble, and like nobody can bring you down. What is one thing you don't like but tolerate about each other? There's nothing. We love everything about each other. You're both stranded on an island. Which one of you builds the best shelter? Both of us. We collaborate. It's so funny because I look at Lindsay like she's a pro in all these fields. I'll like turn and ask her all these questions. She's like, why are you asking me this? I only know as much as you do. So I think her and I would equally collaborate on a build together. What was a turning point for your friendship? Like, shit, where has this chick been all my life? Turning point for where has this chick been all my life is our first sleepover when she came over to Paul's and he was out of town, and seeing Callie react to Lindsay, and then just honestly being able to be myself for the first time and not have someone being like, you're not being prim and proper, you're not being the Rachel Metz that we know in this industry, blah, 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 blah. Like, Lindsay just wanted me to let loose, and once I did, I just kind of looked over like, how, it's so funny. We even said this weekend too, or not this weekend, we were on vacation Monday through Thursday, and it felt like the weekend, but we even said it over the last couple of days. I said, I think it's so strange how we had a life and we had to really grow and not even know each other existed up until like 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Who is Holly, for God's sake? That is really funny. A lot of you guys asked me that. So Holly is hands down one of the most incredible women that I have ever met, and she gave me the insane opportunity to move into her house and flip it during my breakup. And yeah, she's just this overall powerhouse of a woman. She hates that I talk her up all the time, but truly, she's the one person in my life that just keeps me on the straight and narrow. Like, if I'm feeling a certain way, she'll always just come in and be like, well, what is the point of that? Is that serving you right now? No. So like, get over it and you're fine, and let's use that energy for something good versus negative. And you guys don't know really who Holly is because you only see her in clips when she's working, but you know, she bought this house when she was 24, and she's just a boss in all these regards. And I'm just in this phase of being able to be under her roof, thank God, and help flip the house while I'm here, and hopefully, you know, leave something good behind. But it's so funny that you guys don't know who she is, because I literally explain who Holly is every single video. Keep up. How exhausting is it being such a bad broad all the time? Thank you. It is not exhausting. You guys are bad broads too, so don't even get me started. Do you have best friend tattoos? If not, would you, and what of? We always talk about this. In my close women group, we all have like little phrases that we say. Mine's absolutely not. So I think we would all get our phrases in the same area on our body, probably. Our next dream vacation. So we actually talked about this at Joshua Tree too. We want to go to Costa Rica really bad, because that's like a place that is so near and dear to her and Eric's heart. So I'm very excited to do that. Have you ever stopped talking for an extended amount of time because of an argument? No, absolutely not. It's actually weird if she doesn't post Instagram stories. I'll text her and be like, you good? Like, where are you? I can't see you, you know? But we've never not talked. What is the best way to cheer one another up? So this is a fun thing about me and Lindsay, is even when we're feeling bad or we're having an off day, hands down, Lindsay will always text or call me like, hey, how are you doing? Hope the world, or like the universe is watching out for you, friend. And she doesn't even know that I need it. And then I think the same thing happens vice versa. Like, I'll randomly FaceTime her and I'll be like, what's going on? She's like, how did you even know? So it's weird because we don't really need to cheer each other up. It's like we have this weird connection knowing when someone's down, and we just like end up calling each other and grabbing a Truly and sitting on the phone and just talking it out. Question 1, what are your deal breakers? This is a good one. Deal breakers are people that talk about things they want to do and never do them, hands down. Or if they say like, oh my God, I work so hard, and then I see them work and it's like literally nothing, I'll just keep my mouth shut. But work ethic is a huge deal breaker for me if you don't have it. Question 2, have you accomplished nearly everything on your 2020 vision board? Almost. I mean, obviously this year went completely different, so different than what I thought it was going to, but it went different in the best way possible, so I'm very excited. So the things that I did have on my list before obviously kind of flew out the window. Thank God. I don't want to be accomplishing things that have to do with toxicity. But as far as my new life, this new chapter that's unfolding, I do have to say I have accomplished everything on my vision board. There's one thing left that I'm working towards, and I'm hoping I nail it before the end of the year, and you guys will be just so shocked. But I think that's a great question to leave off on, and I think it's also a great question to be asking your guys' selves. I also think it's a great question to be asking yourself is, have you guys accomplished everything on your 2020 vision board? And if you don't have a 2020 vision board, have you started creating a 2021? Because let me tell you, we have one life, and we are all living to die anyways, and that is why I am living to DIY, to do it myself, do it for myself, and be my own boss. And that is what I'm hoping to inspire you with partnering up with Squarespace and making this babe space for you guys. I'm just so appreciative for you guys, and I just really do not know all the words sometimes to express how much you guys make me me. So anyways, this was a random video. This was a fun video, and I'm just really excited for you guys to get to know me in a more intimate way and to get to know each other in a more intimate way and see how we are not alone and we are actually stronger when we do it together. So I'll be talking to you guys very soon, and I will see you in the next video for another DIY. Bye guys.